Daniel, thoughts on today's draw?
Frustrating. I think you sometimes have to look at the whole game. What I mean by that is the way we started. Some people say, well, you don't deserve to get anything from the game if you start a game like that. We're really poor with how we started, sloppy and a few mistakes which led up to the goal. But I thought actually the first half grew into it and second half we were really good. Now, yes, did the 10 men help us? Of course it did, because they're one man less, but doesn't mean it helps you to win the game, because Port Vale, big, strong, physical team. Flat five at the back at times, second half, very hard to break down. So we kept playing the way we want to play. Dobbs, great little finish. A bit frustrated, probably we didn't test their goalie more than that, and didn't have too many efforts in and around the area. But you know, when you go 1-0 down at home against a team in the top three and end up getting a point, you can't be too disappointed. But the run we're on, we were really coming in today, really bang after those 3 points.
How annoyed, I suppose, or frustrated, really, I suppose, is it you gifted them a goal with that opportunity?
Yeah, I think, listen, it was a back pass and went out for a throw, and then after that probably we could have stopped the cross a bit quicker, and then after that it just bobbles in the box and falls to Stockley's experienced player, and after a minute with a few lads making a debut in the back line, it's the worst possible start. But I think all those lads grew into it. JD had a bit of a tight groin, so I had to come off for precautions, but he was getting it ever so well. I think Carl McFadden, an excellent second half. Sparksy, I think God knows how many crosses he put in the box. So you're damned if you damned if you don't. If you're going to get those players in the building, sooner or later you've got to give them some game time, get them on the pitch from the start. And like I say, to go 1-0 down at home against a team as strong as Port Vale and doing as well as they're doing, regardless of the 10 men, and to end up getting into it, boys deserve credit. But yeah, I think if we probably started that first half a little bit better, we'd like to think we'd have got 3 points.
Yeah, I suppose it's difficult as well, is that you had a couple of opportunities really, but not enough to get the crowd lifted in the first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think when the second half went on, especially after the send-off, that naturally gives all the supporters a lift. People like Bim up front, worked his socks off. It's just a shame he hasn't hit the net, because he deserves it. His work rate, Dobbs was excellent again. And all over the pitch, I think everyone grew into it. It was just such a shaky start. And sometimes that happens in football. We're in a period now where we haven't won in a few games, and that's not like us. And we're all excited about today's game, because it was a hell of a good full plethora of players to choose from. We didn't have that one to sort of hide behind, not that any of us did, about injuries. So to start like that was gutting, because we fancied ourselves to get the first goal and get this place rocking. When we equalised, the place was rocking, and it's just a shame after that we couldn't get just a ball to drop to us to get that win.
What's your thoughts on the sending off overall?
From where I was the first one to jump up, without trying to get the lad sent off. I thought I looked a bit naughty, and Bim's an honest lad, so I'm pretty sure it was a red. I think the lad, when he came off, when he spoke to Gary Roberts, said, yeah, I went over the top, but don't quote me on that, although it's going out on the website. It's a silly thing to say, but Port Vale might have a different opinion, so that's by the by. We'll have a lot of things go our way or against us this season, so we won't complain about anything.
They're a very strong side defensively, but could you sense that it was an equaliser was coming?
No, I don't think you can ever sense that. I think because if we were Port Vale today, and roles have been reversed in terms of 10 men, and we've been away from home, you back yourself to see the game out, because you back your players, didn't you? And I'm sure Darren backed his players. But yeah, we'd like to think that it was coming, but I think it helped with the amount of time on the clock and the improvement in the performance. Like I say, regardless of the 10 men, you've still got to play against 10 men who are very well drilled by a good manager. Regardless of the 10 men, I think we were sort of foraging and didn't really get in our half, didn't have to deal with anything apart from a few long balls that Fads and Grimes dealt with really well. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't think you can be arrogant enough to sense, we're going to score in a minute, because you're playing against a really good team, and at 1-0 down, do you say we'll take a point? Probably not, but as it goes on in your 1-0 down, you probably do, and then when you get that equaliser, you really back yourself to go and get the win. But how many times have we seen, I've said to you before, Paul, 93rd minute, we're all going gung-ho, one long ball, and they go and win, and then send their Port Vale fans into raptures. So can't be greedy, can't have it all our way this season, and we're certainly not getting it our own way at the moment.
Yeah, I suppose the mantra last season was always respect the point anyway, if you get it. But I suppose a disappointing thing, after 75 minutes after Dobra scored, you didn't test their keeper, did you?
I think that's from the whole game, really. I think he's a big lad, Amos, good goal. I think he come for one corner, caught it, and Dobbs hit the side net and didn't really have to make any worldies, did he? So it's disappointing. And like I say, if we'd won, you go away and look back at it and go, should have done this, should have done that. But they're trying to do the same thing. We're going up against a really good team. We look at the league table, the gap's got a little bit bigger off the top 7, which is disappointing. But it's a long way to go, and there's a lot of football yet to be played.
Without winning 6, 8 points off the top 7. Does Tuesday night become a must-win game against Bromley?
No, not a must-win. It's a game you want to win. So every game's every game's a must-win if you look at it in that perspective of you want to win. But I think if we were second from bottom in people like Morecambe and Carlisle's position, and every game's a must-win because that gap's getting bigger. So we don't want to fall on that excuse of, well, we're in the right half of the table, because if you ask me at the start of the season, we want to be in that top 7. And we've got to make sure that gap doesn't get too big, because we want to give this club and supporters something to sing about going those last 10-15 games. So with 20 games to go, it's probably a must-win. No. Do we believe we can win it? Yeah. I think it was good practice today for the boys against a strong Port Vale team, quite direct, physical, because we're coming up against that Tuesday with a flurry of talent in there, good footballers, and we've got to be ready for the fight, because Bromley will certainly be up for it.
So Janai Donassin is just a precautionary. You took him off at half-time there.
Yeah, part of him wanting to play on, but I think when he hasn't played all season, it's a good 45 minutes under his belt. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. With Shex, who's been doing ever so well, fair play. It's difficult as a defender to come on, because as a forward or attacker you can half build yourself into the game. As a defender you can't afford that 5-10 seconds of just chilling out and getting your second breath, because the ball over the top is your fault for the goal. So fair play to Raheem and Brandon for coming on and making sure that Port Vale didn't score.
Yeah, Shackelford and Mandeville did play well in that second half. Mandy's 250th appearance in all competitions for the Spireites today. He's a Duracell bunny, isn't he? He sort of gets going, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a soldier. I think he's priceless personally, but I think all our lads, I've said to you before, we're very lucky. We've got a really good dressing room, experienced manager. I'd like to think we've got all good staff, cracking owners, fantastic supporters. So those players should give their all, and they do give their all every game. And they gave their all today, but for the last few games we just haven't managed to get those 3 points.
You're a week away from the football transfer window. Obviously you want to make some moves in, but is it batten down the hatches and make sure no bid can go in for Armando Dobra?
Well, I don't know about that. I think if someone will, they will. We can't do much about it for any of our players. I think you've seen from Dobbs today, that ain't someone who's not trying to get injured or not trying for the Chesterfield club and the Chesterfield fans. He's a soldier, and he got us a point today where at some points we felt like we were going to get 0 points.